Good morning, Van Buren County High School. I'm Marissa Avalos.
And I'm Kaylee Yates. Welcome back to Word on the Mountain.
We are excited to be back for this season of Word on the Mountain with our new cast and new ideas.
Now, before we get too far, let's jump into this week's news.
Seniors, all FAFSAs are due April 15th. If you have not filed your FAFSA, please begin filling it out or contact Ms. DeBoer to schedule a meeting to set that up.
For Tennessee Promise, seniors must complete 8 community service hours, and if you have not started, it would be best you did it sooner rather than later.
Also, seniors, reminder scholarships are posted on the Google Classroom for our local scholarships and college scholarships.
March 7th is the end of quarter 3, so if you're taking one quarter class, you will switch the following week or on March 10th.
And following that, on March 10th is when our report cards will be sent out.
And for Student of the Week, please send in your nominations to Tyler Brown at tbrown@vanburenschools.org.
And that's all your announcements. We'll move on to a special interview with our special guest, Ms. Kelly Lewis.
Hello, my name is Molly Galvin, and I'm here with Ms. Kelly Lewis to talk about RAC Week.
So last week was Random Acts of Kindness Week, and what would you say was the most impactful thing about Random Acts of Kindness?
I really don't know. Like, we did a lot of fun activities, so I think just depending on what students chose to do, what staff members chose to be involved in, different things were impactful. So one thing we did was the kindness bingo. And so with kindness bingo, students and staff members had an opportunity to really intentionally do some kind things for people. And so we had several people that participated in that I was excited to see. Another activity that we did was the Sources of Strength, Thank Your Mentor thank you cards, and these I think were just so impactful for staff members who received them, and there were even some students who received them. So I think it's just awesome when people have the vulnerability to let someone know that you touched me, like you meant something to me, you were a strength for me. So like this is an example of one that a student gave me, and it said, thank you for being there for people that need help and helping them. Love you. And then had the students' names on. So to me, like, I work so hard to try to be a positive influence and to try to help students and to be there for them. So for someone to do me a shout out and like acknowledge that, like, it's awesome. Like, I will keep this card and I'll put it on my desk and maybe on my wall. So I think that's awesome. Another thing we did was the Wash Away Unkindness laundry detergent drive. And so for those families that go to the Family Resource Center and that is an item that they need, like so many of us just take for granted being able to wash our clothes, fold our clothes, always have clean clothes to wear to school. I think that's something that some of us take for granted, and there are families that struggle with that. So to know that our students and staff cared enough to donate those supplies. Things aren't cheap, you know, like laundry detergent is expensive. And so for them to participate in that, I think was impactful not only for themselves, but also for those families that they're going to positively help.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yes, it is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we did last week. I think, and a really fun thing that we did was the Valentine's Day photo op in the back lobby of the high school. So that was just a fun way. I mean, Valentine's Day, some people have boyfriends, some people have girlfriends, some people just have friends, but that was an opportunity to just do a fun little photo opportunity for Valentine's Day, just something to make the day a little bit more fun and positive and just a little fun activity. So that was another thing we did for RAC Week.
Media of the Week.
Welcome back to our Media of the Week. I'm your host, Kaylee Yates, and let's bring in our piece.
Your book, madame.
Thank you, Mysterious Hands. So today, we have our timeless classic, an excellent piece of absurdism in literature, The Cat in the Hat. In this book, our two protagonists, Sally and Conrad, they are two children in despair because of the rain outside, and they just can't go out and play. Then, our antagonist and title character, the cat, comes in to save the day, but only causes chaos. So today, we'll do something a little special for all of our intelligent guests and introduce our very own special guest, Mr. Cat in the Hat himself. Welcome, Mr. Cat. Glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's Pat, by the way, and it's great to be here. It's a pleasure, honestly.
So, I have one question for you, Mr. Cat.
Go right ahead.
How did you feel when you were balancing all those things on the top of your head and then just dropped them plumb in the floor?
Well, personally, I forgot about it until you just mentioned it, and now I'm slightly embarrassed. But the box, my lovely friends, thing 1 and thing 2, made it all better.
Right, the things. Tell me more about them.
Thing 1 and thing 2, completely different names.
My apologies. So,
I apologize.
Mr. Cat, I heard that they had made a mess in Sally and Conrad's lovely little home.
Mess? No mess. Redecoration. And it was all cleaned up by the time their mom got home. Are you trying to slander me or something?
No, Mr. Cat. I'm sorry it came off that way. I appreciate your work. I really do. And I bet all of these parents and older siblings out there appreciate it too, especially for bringing happiness to all these young, impressionable minds.
All in a day's work, really.
All right, so that concludes our Media of the Week with the Cat in the Hat, with thanks to our gracious guest, the Cat in the Hat.
It's still Pat.
No, it's not. And that will conclude our first episode for Season 2 of Word on the Mountain. I'm Kaylee Yates.
And I'm Marissa Avlos. We'll see you next week.
Bloopers.
Oh, my back. Really getting into this old man character.
I didn't make that mess. It was simply redecorating.
It was and it was cleaned up. It was cleaned up before she got home.
With Mr. Brando.
I want to.
That's beautiful. I love that.